My name is Arvind Kala and I live in Delhi. I'm going to talk of India and China's standoff in Ladakh. My credentials are zero. I was in college in the time of Gautam Buddha. I got a third division for my bachelor's degree and I followed it up with another third division for my master's degree. In fact, the phrase third rate came from my third divisions. But never mind that. I'll talk of China and India anyway. For India, this standoff is a very big deal. We don't say it, but the Indian psyche still smarts from the memory of that defeat we suffered at China's hands in 1962. We don't want a repeat of that. So all we want is a successful outcome or a reasonable outcome. This is our chief anxiety. But for China, this is nothing at all. It's just an irritant, that is all. It's something like a fly buzzing around a guy's head on a lazy Sunday afternoon after he's had lots of beer. Having said that, let's move to something else. You see, India and China have one thing in common. They both depend on foreign oil to keep their economies afloat. Both get something like 70-80% of oil from overseas, a lot of it from the Middle East. Now for India, the Middle East is next door, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait. But for China, the Middle East is very far away, something like 16,000 kilometers away. And the oil comes on tankers on waters which are completely controlled by the US Navy. The US knows this, China knows that, both know that the US can throttle China's oil supply any time it wants. So China's chief anxiety has always been to find another route for oil. And this it has found with this link with Pakistan, this recent 5-year-old link with Pakistan, economic link. India in the process has just become collateral damage. Let me put it this way. China is building a 3,000 kilometer road and rail link, etc., from its western region to the Indian Ocean through Pakistan. Now, some of this road lies through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which India claims as its own. So, technically or officially speaking, India says that when China builds this road and rail network, it's going through some of Indian territory. Now, never mind the fact that the CPEC corridor, the China Park corridor is in full swing in any case. It's a 62 billion project. And there are 40,000 to 60,000 Chinese engineers at work there, building power plants, airports and whatnot. It's one of the largest infrastructure projects in the world. So when India says, you can't do this, it's doing it anyway. It's something like a WWF wrestler taking away my scotch, and I tell him, you can't take it. But he's swilling my scotch while I'm having nimbu pani. So the CPEC corridor work is already in full swing. India cannot stop it. There is no way. So that is how it is. So why on earth has China moved on Ladakh? Ladakh is something very subsidiary. China has no strategic advantage in getting of it. For that matter, nor does India. It has just done that because it took Mr. Modi's division of Kashmir as a kind of a hostile action. And it just wants to tame India, meaning discipline India, like a school teacher asking a kid to stand in a corner. That is all. I know that it sounds very unpatriotic of me to do this, but this is the truth. I've lived my life in India. It's not that I don't want to go to America or something or live there permanently. Of course, I'd like to go, but two things. One, I don't have the money, and the second thing, Trump won't let me in. So that is all. So anyway, coming to my last point, what do we do? You know, my answer, which is again considered unpatriotic, is do nothing. If you're against a stronger enemy, there is no point fighting. You see, India doesn't have defense alliances. Taiwan doesn't feel unsafe. Japan doesn't feel unsafe. South Korea doesn't. They are at China's doorstep, and China can bomb them out of shape. But it cannot, because America is committed to defending them. Taiwan, it has a treaty with all these fellows that any attack on you and it's an attack on us, and we'll come bombing China. We don't have that kind of a protection in India. We are totally defenseless in that sense. Mr. Modi has just followed the non-alignment policy of Mr. Nehru, which gets us nowhere. But nobody rethinks it, because the Indian Foreign Service scene is supposed to be in the hands of the Foreign Service, which may not have all the expertise. I mean, the brains lurking outside also, yeah? At least look at the guy right in front of you. And please subscribe by pressing a button, right? Thank you very much indeed. Bye-bye.